Can you go? You're making me very uncomfortable. Please leave. Please leave.
Hello and welcome to Demasked. My name is Frezzman, and today I'm joined by Demon Creep. Is it Ryizine or Ryizine?
Ah, yes, it is Ryizine.
Ryizine, okay. Where'd that name come from?
Man, I've had that name for so long. Have you ever heard of Black Angus? If you're on the West Coast, it's like a steak place that does trivia and stuff.
I believe I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever been.
Yeah, that's essentially where it came from. I don't know, I was trying to play some trivia and I was like 8, really, really young. And I just came up with a name. I was like, oh, well, my name's Ryan, so I'll just go with the Ryizine. Why not? Sounds kind of cool and foreign.
Sounds spooky.
Super spooky. Sounds more like an alien name, but I'm rebranded from Ryizine to the Demon Creep thing, so I'm trying to find a way to make it work.
Yeah. Well, what all do you do on your channel for those who may not know who you are?
Well, now, before I did like visual novels and stuff, but I rebranded into primarily just creepypasta and kind of some true stuff in there here and there, but I've had more success with like the creepypasta, no sleep kind of stuff. That's mainly what I'm doing now.
And I was poking around here, and it seems your first video was around 3 years ago?
I think it's longer. I have a lot private. Let me see the actual date, because I have like those testing videos where you don't know what the heck you're doing and you just put them out there. I did like a Dark Souls playthrough, and it was terrible. I put like what is the name of this video? It's really terrible. I just got OBS and a new computer, so I was trying to just see if I could make anything. I had a little headset mic, and I didn't know how to do anything. So it's literally me just running around making stupid noises while I'm playing just to test everything out. Let me see.
You mean like the first 100 videos on my channel?
God, do you have that many? I didn't scroll that far.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I think I have like 150 total, but I privated a lot just because I want the algorithm to kind of not destroy me.
Well, I made the mistake early on of not understanding how scheduling works.
Oh, scheduling is amazing. I use it all the time.
Yeah. Well, that and just the general idea of like how many videos you should put out a day.
Yeah, well, you mean how many do I record a day, or like, sorry, I was looking at something.
well, for like, how when you put out a video, it's usually just that one that day. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, like people upload record and upload the same day kind of thing.
I did that, but for like 5 videos at a time.
Oh, yeah. Ouch. Yeah, that'd be hard.
Well, the thing is, it was gameplay with very little editing, and then just sent out the door because I didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah, it's cool once you start learning how to use some of the tools in YouTube, because some can be really cool for like the scheduling and like the bulk actions you can get with like TubeBuddy and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was looking. My oldest video is December 7th, 2016. Absolute Idiot Plays Dark Souls. Yeah, that's privated in the vault just in case I ever blow up and want to show people how stupid I was.
Whenever like I have a video on my channel that has the least amount of effort I've ever put into anything, and it's just. Have you ever heard of the game Army Men Sarge's Heroes for the PlayStation 1?
Yeah, that's kind of similar to the one that was on N64 for a minute, right? Like similar to that, but just like a sequel or something.
Yeah, So I was trying to prove a point to a buddy of mine years ago. Pardon me.
I see it.
Yeah. Do me a favor and tell me how many views are on that video?
It's the proof that Jim Cummings voiced most of Army Men. Is that the one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3,300 something views, it looks like.
Yeah, and it's just the cutscene. There's no editing. There's no nothing.
It's all pixelated and
Yep.
low Q. That's
'Cause-
the craziest thing about YouTube, man. Like the least amount of effort we put into something, like the videos that I have that have what 40,000 views, like I got a random stroke of luck. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I was doing visual novels, and I think it just so happened Markiplier was doing the same one. But I uploaded it like right before he did, and I commented on one of his videos like, "Hey, I actually got the alternate ending. Ha ha. Sucks for you." And then I had like 40,000 people randomly show up to my stuff, and
Nice.
I freaked out and didn't know what I was doing.
I-
So
I see. I see scouring for attention on other people's channels. No.
yeah, that's before I knew it was like I don't know, one of those things you shouldn't do.
A faux
Now,
pas.
my way of doing it now, without being like a piece of crap, is I'll just go on to like other creepypasta things. Right when they upload, I'll just try and post something funny, but I don't mention my channel or anything, because that way it's like a good engagement without, me saying, "Hey, come check me out. I'm pretty awesome." So no one likes that. So, and I only do it to the really big guys too. Like I'll just comment on there just to engage with it, and people will show up. If I put something weird enough or super hypersexual, they'll come on and be like, "Oh yeah, oh hey, nice."
See, one of these days, you just gotta double down and just be a real dick about it. Just, why don't you leave this loser channel and check out my stuff?
Yeah, Mr. Creepypasta sucks compared to me. Come on over and check out the channel.
I recorded that same story, but better.
Yeah, I think I've done that, but like in a really nice way. Not that I did it better, but it was just like I was trying to get that like not shock factor, but interesting enough to where someone's like, "Oh, okay, I gotta see this for myself." I've had some people come over and be like, "Hey, you're right, your stuff's not too bad." I'm like, all right, yeah, that's right. Come on.
You're right. It doesn't suck.
Yeah, well, that's the coolest thing about this community for me, because I've been doing like voiceover for about 4 years now. Not professionally, of course, but I've been doing it, and so like for people to come over and be like, "Hey, great job," that's like organic and not from other narrators that are like we're all trying to help each other out. It's from real people that randomly come across the video. That's really cool.
Cut to me leaving a comment on one of your videos. Good job, guy I haven't had on my show at all.
Kidding, right? You should do that to Mr. Creepypasta. Like put the bell notification on as soon as you post it. Be like, "Hey, what's up, dude? I think you're gonna be big one day. Why don't you come to my channel and check it out?
Oh,
Be on the show."
I think you'll make it big one of these days.
Yeah, so I think you got a lot of prospects, Mr. Creepypasta. Why don't you come on over and see how things are done?
So, just before we started recording, we were discussing audio mishaps.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
Slightly diving into that. So one of my past guests, wonderful Dave Capdeville, he gave me some sterling advice because he worked in, I think it was audio engineering for a while, and he had brought up, recording mics separately, having you record yours and I record mine, and then editing it together later on. Because before I would just record the like general desktop audio, so it would be my mic and then your mic coming through Discord.
Right, which makes it to where you can't edit it separately.
Yeah.
Kinda level it out, and I mean, because everyone has different mic quality. Like I was saying earlier, since I do the Shure SM7B, I have to have some post work done to boost everything and kind of get it sounding at the level it's supposed to be. Otherwise, you're going to get like a subpar mic from me.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas right now I'm running it through Reaper and I have all of my FX chain running, so you'll get the general quality I have on my channel going to you.
Nice. Just a moment.
I've never... Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
I've
go
never... Who's that guy you're talking about? Dave Capdeville?
for it. Dave Capdeville. He's one of the writers for Has Been Hotel, and he used to run a show called Recapitate.
I loved Has-Been Hotel. That's with the demons and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Not just because of my, you know, logo as a demon, but I really, really liked. I think they had Invader Zim, the guy that voice acted for him on that show. It
Yeah.
sounded just like him, at least.
It was Alex Hirsch, and he was on Hell of a Boss, which is a sort of like spin-off, but like same people, but like a spin-off story.
That's the one. Okay, okay. Has-Been Hotels with the like daughter of Satan, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. Those guys are great. I can't remember the name of the people. I have a terrible memory, but I love that show.
Well, it's interesting to see because a lot of times when it comes to stuff that's made by people on YouTube for people on YouTube, you don't see like that big of a. You'll see a fandom come out of it, but not as big as your usual syndicated TV show.
Oh, right, right. Yeah.
But I've been beyond impressed with like the scope that just the pilot for Has-Been Hotels reached, because I've been seeing people around my town wearing Has-Been Hotel shirts.
Which is really weird because I'm still in the mode where I've been on the internet for essentially since the birth of like 4chan kind of stuff, and seeing people normalize internet stuff is weird to me. So,
Yeah.
like I don't know how old you are, but I'm 28, so it's like it's a cool evolution to see over time.
Well, like I'm still. I miss the bygone days where having a computer was considered cool.
Yeah. Yeah, playing RuneScape at your house was a luxury instead of playing it on like the school's library computers or something.
And that everybody's understanding of computers came from like Swordfish or
Yeah.
insert mid 2000s movie of like I've hacked the entire internet.
I know now it's, everyone can hack now. It's a easy thing. You just go and download a keylogger and just start plugging away.
Hack.txt.
Yeah. Hacker man, put on your gloves and just start typing away.
I mean, little known fact, party people, I have a mullet. No.
Oh, dude, a mullet is I think it needs to come back, to be honest. If I could grow hair normally, I would be growing a mullet. I'm bald, not by choice. It's like I was thinning my hair. I was starting to look like Elrond from Lord of the Rings as far as my hairline goes. So I was like, fuck it. I gotta destroy this thing, man. So now I just shave it a couple times a week and go with the aerodynamic look.
Had to be proactive about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I gotta be extra nice when I'm out in public. Otherwise, people think I'm like a white supremacist or something. But it's all right.
Like, you know what? All you need is a shirt that just says "I'm not Edward Norton."
Yeah, yeah. Or I love cultural diversity or something like that.
I love, and then in brackets insert group here.
Inclusive group.
Yeah.
I identify as a loving human being.
I love the general concept of inclusivity.
Yeah, I think that would work pretty well.
See, that's a great shirt idea. I think one of us needs to jump on that.
I think you're right. I'm gonna have to jot that down. If I like I was telling you earlier in the message. I don't know if I was talking to you or somebody else, but like everyone keeps talking about merch at this stage, and I'm always like, yeah, I'm not gonna even look at merch for a long time because I want to put some real effort into it, and effort to where not just people that follow me would want to wear it, but to where people that would randomly come across it would want to wear it. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those topics. Like, have you ever thought about that? Like making merch? I don't know if you've made merch yet or not, but
I have made merch. I have a Teespring.
Oh.
Which, for, like, if I had a camera, I'd be turning to it. For all of you wonderful party people at home, if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below.
Teespring/Frezzman.
Exactly. So, like, the shirt ideas I made are purely, like, how do I word it? Some of them are, like, there's a couple that are terribly designed shirts that I made terribly on purpose, but it's terribly designed shirts that I would wear.
Right. Yeah, like I'm with stupid or like a really badly pixelated like poop emoji or something.
Yeah, and one of the ones that I made, that I my buddy Pat bought, is a picture of a pug head that says "Face me, coward."
It's kind of one of those like nonsensical shirts that kind of gives you a chuckle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I like that kind of stuff. I think if I do merch, like I really love, if you know who Fleshwad is, she's the one that designed my logo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's also why I want to wait till I get bigger, because I want to commission her to help me do a whole full line of things, and I don't want it to be shit like I just go to Fiverr and be like, draw me shirt, and get some weird crappy product from like a different country. But
Well, that said, I think your first one should just be a stick figure.
a stick figure with like a big ol' like well sculpted face. I've always thought that was funny, just like for artists that can't draw anything else but a good face, to just have like a beautifully like a masculine face and then just a stick figure body, just to kind of a good juxtaposition.
I used to draw in my spare time, and I had to. So, I think a lot of art styles are born out of necessity.
Right.
And kind of realizing what you can and can't do in terms of skill.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like a native skill, and then there's like a honed skill, like something you've cultivated over time.
Yeah, and so like even now I have a really hard time drawing like noses.
Noses suck, man.
Well, like I did it perfectly once. And then I lost the paper that I drew it on.
I think the best option for that is just to give them 2 slits, and that's it. Just minimalist nose.
Or a dot.
Yeah, just like 2 little dots, maybe a couple of hairs hanging out. Like I can't draw for shit. I can't draw anything. I just draw big fat blob monster people. That's all I can draw, or like these big people with massive foreheads with like warts all over their bodies. That's what I've been drawing since middle school, and that's all I can draw today. So I have never tried to get better at drawing. It's just something I don't think I would enjoy it long enough to be good at it, because like the really good stuff, people spend 12 hours making something. I've seen people spend like 30-40 hours on an image before, and I can barely put enough focus into doing like an hour-long video before I get bored out of my mind. So I couldn't imagine doing that drawing for that long.
Well, like what I used to take art through like middle school and high school, and they like the teachers would be like, make sure to put reference points and all this. Like you got to pre-draw the circle and you got to put it like across through and all this. But then when they start drawing, they're not doing any of that, and it's coming out perfectly.
How frustrating is that? They can just start drawing from a line and turn into this beautiful picture, and you try and do that weird cross-reference thing, and it just looks stupid. I've seen like Jensen, right? Mm-hmm. He's a surprisingly good artist. I didn't think he could draw that way. Like I jump on his stream sometimes just to kind of troll around, and he's a pretty good drawer. He draws a bunch of like massive, lumpy-looking creatures with puffy nipples, but I think it's still a really good style he has. It's impressive.
Just like, yeah, lumpy creatures with massive nipples. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan of that. I try to convince him to draw me like that, just laying on my side with my demon face and just like draw me some big old puffy nipples and stuff.
In front of a fireplace on a bearskin rug.
Yeah, like I was thinking of making that the calendar for next year. Like for this December, the demon creep like you've never seen it before. And just, yeah, but I don't think he's going to go for it.
I don't think I can convince him.
No, I think with enough time I could, or if I get bigger, once I get to his level, then I'm gonna be like, all right, you want this collab, buddy? Come on, you got to draw me naked and puffy with big old nipples, because it's essentially me, just like in a, just demon-esque. I sent Fleshwad a picture of my face, and she made me a demon, so it's essentially me, but naked and puffy and sexy. I don't know, it's kind of my thing.
it goes from like, man, wouldn't that be funny if you drew me like that, to like, please draw me like that. Please.
Please. Make me super vascular. I just start sending him dick pics and stuff. Like, okay, get it right.
Don't draw the whole thing. Just use the veins as reference, man.
Yeah. Nice dick, bro. Oh man.
Like, so I don't know why that fucking kills me. The idea of dick pics as reference material.
Well, like, I was talking to the. Are you in Chatter's chat, by the way? Any of Chatter's, Mad Chatter?
I don't think I'm in his chats. No.
Okay, I don't want to let too much of the internal things on, going on there. But one of the fun things in there we're talking about is somebody there mentioned, jokingly but seriously at the same time, that they'd posted some of their narration videos on Pornhub to generate traffic. And I think it was Weekly Creeps. He was just like, yeah, man, so look at all these pictures of me. You don't mind all the porn, but look at this narration video I did. That's the reference you have to go off of. and the guy that was just like wanting him to read the story would be like, nice dick, bro. You can add the story.
Nice dick, bro.
Girthy. Full of girth and veins. My type.
Wider than it is tall, just the way I like it.
It's a cheese wheel, 2 inches hard or soft. That's what you get, but it's very, very big and round. 2 inches is all I need. Just let me get in there.
2 inches, 2 minutes. That's all I say.
Gotta be nice, low, even numbers is kind of my preference,
And that's 2 minutes into the date, not during.
Yeah, as soon as you even like graze my shoulder blade, I'm creaming. It's gonna be done.
Knees buckled, I'm on the floor. It's over.
Just the right look, You just like, oh, how's it go? Oh, and you're done. Date's over. You can go home. It's been a success, most success I've had in years, kind of thing.
When you looked into my eyes and said, "Would you like the check?" I collapsed, man. I couldn't do it.
God, the waitress just said it's so hot and sultry. Would you like your check now, sir? Oh, God, it gets me over the moon every single time.
Why are you sweating so much? Don't worry about it.
You just keep doing you, Barbara.
I don't want to talk about it. I gotta go home.
You have any wet wipes?
You know what? Just gonna take this roll of paper towels with me. It's fine.
Oh man.
So have you ever heard of the Lonely Island?
Yeah, that's partial of what I was referencing.
So good, because I was banking on that. I want a full version of that music video where it's like the walk of shame going back to his house.
Just having to look everyone in the eye and just turning away, and they're like, "Oh my God, what's that wet spot in the guy's pants?"
Don't look! Don't look!
Don't look at it. This is a normal condition.
He's got like his hoodie like tied around his waist. Let's talk about it.
Just there with his hands over his crotch, just kind of, making it less obvious.
It'd be worse if he had to take the bus. Oh.
Yeah, having to sit next to somebody and they're just staring down at it, just like, oh, what the hell is that?
Just somebody on their headphones silently judging, just like, look down, make eye contact, look back down.
Have that one really big puffy looking dude just kind of looking at him and smiling and nodding his head like, yeah, I've been there, buddy. Sup?
Some guy in the back of the bus is like pointing at him and like giving a thumbs up.
Nice!
Dude! Nice!
Nice cum shot, bro.
Was that here? Was that on the bus?
What a load of that, man.
Where'd you get a load of that?
You eat celery? That's thick.
I don't know if you can tell, but this show is family friendly.
Yeah,
No,
we are graded for full monetization, so
this right here is a full Christian show.
yep.
Just
Hosting a demon, or the guise of a demon on the show. That's the hard thing I've been finding with marketing. Is like I just got on Facebook recently and just started spamming it like in a nice way. And somebody hit me up, is like, "Do I know you?" And I told them, I was like, "Oh no, I've just noticed you like creepypasta." So I thought maybe you'd like my creepypasta. And then she's just like, "Oh, I like your stuff, but I can't add you as a friend though because my mom would not allow it because she's Christian." I'm like,
oh goodness.
I'm not a real demon. It's just the logo. It's just kind of like a nice theme to let you know that it's meant for creepy stuff." And I don't. That's the one thing I think I might run into later down the line if it ever gets bigger or takes off more. People might have an issue with the demon thing, but I think fuck it, right? I think it's funny.
I was hoping you would like double down, like, you know what, you're right.
Hail
Probably.
Satan.
You know what? Probably shouldn't hang out with Demon. Totally get it. Have a nice day.
Yeah, it's fair. I understand. Like, it's my whole role play persona. I get it. You don't like it. I'll tell Satan. It's not. Maybe I should just stay down in hell or whatever. Just leave the people alone.
I'll take my fire and brimstone elsewhere.
Yeah. Torture and mayhem and all that.
So what version of hell do you subscribe to? Is it like the Tim Curry giant red dude with a huge horns, or
like in a personal sense, or like for the channel, because I don't mind answering personal questions as long as it's not my actual penis 2-inch size.
As long as it's not answering questions about my 2-inch erect.
My fully constantly erect penis. It's only 2 inches, so getting blood flow is easy. It's just constantly there. I don't even need to wear a belt, man. My dick just keeps my pants on.
Do you read comic books all that much?
I don't, but I love the idea of them, and I love shows based around comic books, but I've always been too lazy to kind of get into them.
Have you ever heard of Tank Girl?
Taint Girl?
Tank Girl.
Tink. Okay, I was gonna say I thought it was like a giant vagina is like a crime fighter or something. No, I've never heard of her.
Well, it's this like bizarre, like manic, like apocalyptic wasteland and all this. But she runs into a bounty hunter that his whole selling point. He's like, I replaced my genitals with that of a beluga whale.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he's wearing like a trench coat. And she, like, the main character, Tank Girl, brings up a good point where she goes, wait, if it's that big, if you're not lying, then wouldn't getting excited cause all of the blood to leave your body?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no kidding.
And he's like, well, I don't know. And she's like, cool. And like pulls up her top. And he's like,
Just a giant.
Then you just see him like go pale and pass out.
What a superpower to have, man. Like, you can only be in one form or the other, a giant penis or a regular man.
There's no in between. There's never any in between.
That's glorious. But yeah, back to your earlier on hell. Moving away from the giant beluga penis, man.
Steering back onto the topic of conversation.
I'm kind of agnostic in the sense to where I believe in possibility, not so much something specific. So for me, hell, if I were to prescribe to like, or ascribe or whatever to hell, it would be more of like, I like the idea of like a karmic system to where you start at like the bottom rung, to where you're in the nastiest part of hell, but it's more of like a weird sense of rehab. You're slowly, you get tortured and, getting your nuts slapped like 5 times an hour, and going up to where you're finally like, I don't know, bringing your karma back in balance or something, and then going up and ascending to cooler and more interesting planes of existence. I think that would be cool. Of course, I have nothing to base it off of. I just think that'd be nice.
Yes, rehab.
Obviously, the really, really bad guys, they're going to have their balls slapped and like pine cones putting their butts for like 100,000 years. But you know, maybe one day they can go up to the next stage and just have like some, like, I don't know, some light foot slapping or something weird like that.
Once they realize the weight of their sins.
Yeah. You imagine just Hitler sitting there in a chair and someone's just got his nuts in like a tight grip and they're just looking at him, and every time he recovers they just smack him again, you know.
The moment he thinks it's over, it's just flap.
I am finally free of this punishment. Wham!
Ah.
Oh, my balls. Unless he likes that. I don't know. He could be a masochist. I don't know. But I think if you stayed too long in hell, or at least in like the classical version of hell, I think you'd probably turn into a masochist over time. If that's all you had was pain and suffering, I guess, hey, yeah. Yeah, why don't you just ram a whole rod up my butt and stick it out my throat? I'm fine with that.
Have you ever seen the movie Little Nicky?
Oh, gosh, yeah, Adam Sandler a long time ago, huh?
That, like, I don't know why, but I really enjoyed that version of hell, where you're, like, being pushed through, like, a, sort of like a cattle line as you fall out of that huge soul wall. And then there's just some dude with a list, like, alright, so you did this. Alright, there's your punishments right over there. Go over there.
Oh, man. That'd be interesting. What about you? Do you have, like, a personal preference or opinion on what you think, if hell exists kind of thing, what it is?
I think that, pardon me, sorry. I'm not a very religious person, so it's not so much like red guy with pitchfork,
Right?
but I'm a firm believer that people can easily make their own hells,
I like that. I can get with that.
and like they're like even you don't even have to be dead for that to happen. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. That's like if you just, what is it? There's a few iterations of that. I think there's a show I watched, Lucifer. I think it was like that. You kind of generate based on your own guilt. Like if you feel you're not worthy of redemption, then your hell is based around your guilt or whatever. And I always thought that was an interesting concept.
Have you seen Preacher?
No, I haven't. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. I'm just like internet bound, and that's it lately. Preacher.
If you happen to have Hulu, it's on there. It's very much worth checking out. I really like their interpretation of hell.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Because
I think
it's
go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you know, it's all good. But it's essentially you're stuck in a room and you're forced to relive your worst moment over and over.
That would work. I mean, that'd be fine, especially if it was something as simple as like being embarrassed, like you got a boner in high school or something, and you're like, "Oh no, everyone sees my boner," and like reliving that for 1,000 years would be interesting.
Well, like, but was it how they showed it? It was like this kind of works via machine, and it's like it'll project your worst moment, and even if you kind of have a moment of self-awareness and try to fix what went wrong, it like the simulation will change to make it even worse.
Okay, maybe I'll just not get a boner, and each boner gets even bigger and weirder.
Yeah.
And then you trip and fall and like your boner lands in somebody's mouth, and you're embarrassed.
Just embarrassed.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry. You got a mouthful of my penis.
Oops, I slipped. Oh no.
That's like those memes with the accidental sex where like a guy's rollerblading and he just like randomly crashes into a car into a girl that's been over, and they're like, "Oops, accidental sex.
Oopsie poopsie.
Didn't have time for a condom."
Mom, how'd you meet Dad? Well, he was rollerblading. And I was getting something out of my car.
And it just kind of happened that way.
Life finds a way.
That's good. Speaking of movies, I always try and plug this movie when I can. Have you ever seen Velocipaster?
I have not. I keep seeing photos for it,
it's a B movie,
Uh-huh.
but when I watch something, I like it to be either like super good, like high quality level, like the seasons 1 through 6 of Game of Thrones, and then but for like Velocipaster, it's so terrible that it's just hilarious to me. Just low quality, low budget. Like, I don't know, it's fun. It doesn't take itself seriously, but like the main actor takes himself pretty serious, and it works out really well. But if you haven't watched it, I really suggest watching that movie.
Now I have to watch it.
Yeah, there's like this random scene where he wakes up and this hooker comes up and she's like, "That was amazing last night." And he's like, "Oh my God, we did not have sex, did we? For I am a priest." And she just goes, "No, it's when you turned into a raptor and started eating people." And he's like, oh. It's just so stupid.
I'm gonna have to watch that now.
It's good. I'm not doing it justice. It's good. You just have to know what you're getting into. It's meant to be terrible, but it's a good change of pace.
What's your favorite horror movie? Pardon me.
Oh, that's hard because I mean, do you classify the old Alien movies as horror, or would that just be more of like just a monster movie?
I would classify it as horror.
Okay, because I mean, for me, the movies that genuinely scare me, that's going to be way different. Like the movies that genuinely scare me are like The Conjuring or The Exorcist. But as far as something I want to watch, is going to be like Alien. I don't know. I always loved Alien. It was such a cool franchise with like amazing aesthetic and art, and I don't know. That's probably my favorite franchise overall.
Do you have a favorite movie out of the series?
I don't remember if it's Alien 2 or 3. You watched them, right?
Yes.
The one where she, like, I think it was maybe 3, where she had, like, she was essentially the one that carried this weird human alien hybrid, but it was white and, like, kind of weirdly infatuated with her because it was her mom. She had to kill it at the end. That might have been 2. I don't remember. It's been so long. But that was my favorite one, I think, because it was just like, Mommy! She just fucking kills it.
I think you're discussing Alien Resurrection.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Because if I remember, they, like, clone her, and then she has the alien, like, just in her from the cloning process. And they're like,
okay.
We can totally grow this horrifying thing.
Yeah, because why not? Yeah, I loved it. It was funny. Just one of those things. I like the classical horror movies where, you know, they're not afraid for people just to get killed and have some stupid, like, dialogue and tropes. It was fun for me.
Well, I mean, I love, one of my favorite Friday the 13th movies is Jason X.
Oh, that's where he goes to space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that one, like the scene where they're in the sleeping bags, the simulation, he's killing them. Yeah, I love that part. He's just banging them against the trees and stuff, and they're these hot chicks, and he's like, "Ha! Away from you, vile thought!" And they just destroying them.
I love how they play into, like, the tropes. It's like, do you want to hang out with us and smoke some pot, maybe have some premarital sex? And they, like, look at the camera like, we love premarital sex. And it cuts to them just getting their asses handed to them.
Be gone, thought, as a meme. Just that's the perfect scene for that. Memeable.
Well, like, even then, like, I love how that's the idea to distract him. Let's just throw these, like, late 70s, early 80s campers at him.
Yeah, that's like his fetish, you know? In the camp, side alone? Oh, yes. Let me kill you, bitch. Kind of one of those.
Did you ever play the Friday the 13th game?
I keep meaning to, but I'm very behind on the times. Like, video game-wise, I am only playing Bannerlord
Tetris.
right now. Yeah, no, Tetris. But if you ever heard of it, Mountain Blade Warband and the sequel Bannerlord, but it's just a game where you're like a medieval peasant, you get an army and you fight people. I don't know, it's fun for me. But I heard the Friday the 13th game is a lot of fun and good if you have friends to play with.
Yeah. Because you get that, like, because you'll have everybody on microphone. It's like, I'm coming to get you, I can see you. And it's like, no, you can't, shut up. As you're, like, climbing in a window. No.
Makes
Stop.
for some great organic content, you know.
Yeah. And I so like I love, well, I mean, of course, I think everybody likes video games, or most people do. But I like video game environments. And
Like that, like the
what's that?
maps and such, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and so that got me killed more than a couple times in Friday the 13th.
Wow, that's a nice leaf. Look at that leaf. Just killers are sitting there behind you, just waiting for you to kind of look around and get some wherewithal about yourself.
Like you're running around like what's his name? Tommy Jarvis's house from like part 6 or something. And I'm like checking out each room. I'm like, man, they did a really good job.
Good
And
recreation. Yeah, that's impressive when they do stuff like that.
well, oh man, I I just had a horrible flashback. The worst example I have of paying more attention to the environment than the actual game was when the beta for the newer Star Wars Battlefront came out.
Oh yeah, right, right.
Because the map that they dropped you in on was Hoth.
This is the one they came out with semi recently, right?
Not the one that just came out, but the one just before that.
Okay.
Let's say 2016? Question mark?
Okay, I played Battlefront 2, the newer one, not the original, because I was like from the era where I played the original Battlefront 2, and I saw they didn't really have any vehicles to play, and I was kind of like, no, I don't wanna.
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point of this? If I can't kamikaze somebody in the biggest ship I can grab, what's the point?
Oh yes. But I made the mistake of like running around on Hoth. I'm like, man, the snow looks great, and then I get shot.
Right? That is a sucky thing whenever the game has great graphics and you just want to see the aesthetic of it, you know, because it is distracting in multiplayer. That's why I like games with just plain, like Bannerlord. Like your characters are kind of funky looking, but the backgrounds and stuff are just kind of like, yeah, it's cool, but it's just another medieval village you're fighting in, so
Yeah.
it's easier to focus. Unless they had some like high poly like horse dung or like a block of cheese that just looked really really good, you know. I don't get too distracted usually.
Like I'm just imagining like a huge like skirmish going on. People are getting stabbed, and then there's just one knight like hands on his knees, just staring down a block of cheese. Like, man, they really went all out for that, didn't they?
Wow, man, this cheese looks like it's been aged properly, and it is nice. It's like some provolone, but it.
Then you just see a blade like come through the front of their chest. It's like, oh.
Oh, that was most unholy. Yeah.
What heresy is this?
What vile form of heresy doth?
I love like crusade memes.
Oh, they're the best. There's like a newer channel where it's literally like a dad and his son, and the dad is the crusader. I don't know if you've seen it. I can find it and send it to you, but it's starting to get a lot of traction. But the guy will be sitting there watching like anime, and the dad will come in and like, oh, what heresy is this, son? And he's just like, oh, it's just anime, dad, it's art. And he's like, nay. And he comes in and just
Nay, Deus Volt.
Yeah, Deus Volt, son. Or he'll be like, the son will be like, have the cover of the Bible, reading it, but he'll have like a porno mag inside the book, and the dad's like, ah, yes, very good, my son. I gotta find it now.
There was one I saw where I was like, it's like a mom walking into her son's room. It's like, I know you really like to dress up in your Templar armor, honey, and she like opens the door, and it's a guy in full Templar garb, just like sitting on his bed reading the Bible.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's playing like Sabaton when she opens the door.
Yeah.
Sent you
God, Sabaton.
Yeah, they're great, dude. I've been listening to those guys forever. That's music-wise, I have a weird mix. I really like power metal, so like Sabaton, Manowar, but then I also listen to like synthwave or like techno stuff. Like that's my primary kind of music genres I listen to.
I had a moment recently where I was desperately trying to describe like what my music tastes were to somebody. Like, yeah, I like to listen to like metal, like Megadeth and Slayer and Pantera and all that good stuff, and then Blondie and Madonna.
That's metal, right?
Well, that's the most metal, right?
Right? Or I have like a weird metal that I listen to. Have you ever heard of pirate metal?
You know what? I have heard of it, surprisingly.
Now, a lot of people have, and I like to show it to them because it's actually badass, especially if you've had a few drinks in you. You got some whiskey in you or whatever, but it's called
Or
like
rum.
Rum, yeah, preferably rum if you want to get into character, but it's like Ailstorm Keelhauled. The guys sing like in a metal tone, but with like a pirate accent. I don't know. I think it's hilarious and it's pretty catchy.
Nice. There was, have you ever heard of Mick Gordon?
No, but I can look him up. Let me see.
So, Mick Gordon does the, musical compositions for the newer Doom games.
Oh, yeah, I'm listening to it right now.
And that is, both albums, or both, like, soundtracks for both the games are beautiful. But he also does, work for that Killer Instinct reboot that came out in 2016, I want to say.
Okay. Oh, that's the fighting game, right, with the wolf and stuff?
Yeah. And Rictor, the Velociraptor with boxing gloves on.
Yeah. I remember playing this game on the arcade a long time ago.
Well, wasn't it on Super Nintendo?
It might have been. I know they have it released with like the Xbox, like when you first got the Xbox 360 or One or whichever one it came with it. It was, but yeah, I think it was on the Super Nintendo first.
Well, I thoroughly enjoy how Mick Gordon composes his music because he puts a lot of weird background elements into his songs that also tie into the overall like the theme of each character for Killer Instinct.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's really impressive too, like how many I don't know how people can do that with just composing with things. It's just generate a whole mood and add all that flavor just with music and sounds and not adding any lyrics. That's always really cool to me.
What was it? There was a track he did for Doom. It was it was Cyber Demon, where if you put that song in a spectrogram, there are pentagrams and 666 in the sound waves.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And impressive that I mean, I guess you if you're doing like Fruity Loops or where you can open up the tracks yourself, I guess that's cool though. And it came out turning like it sounded fine, sounded good.
Yeah, it turned out perfect because like it's on a beat. It's not just like random noises.
Right.
And so it'll be like pentagram 666 pentagram, so it's like a 4 count.
Okay. Gosh, that's impressive. I'm obsessed with just the creativity some people have, because I look at what I do versus artists, real artists, and I'm just like, man, that's so cool and impressive.
Do you make music?
No, I would love to, but it's one of those things I've been hyper focusing on like narration. That's also the thing with I want to learn how to sing too, but that's like a whole different ballpark as you I don't know, you focus on what you do. Like me, I've been focusing on narration and storytelling and trying to make it more entertaining, which has been super successful, but I fear that if I start learning other things, it's going to detract from what I'm focusing on now. But I would love to make music one day because I look at like the Dark Somnium, and I'll listen to that guy's playlist on his music channel all the time because I love sad piano music and I would love to make it, but I just haven't put the time in to learn it.
Well, have you? Oh my god, I don't know why I'm reminded of this, but have you seen that? It was a video of a like a voice message over Xbox Live, and it's some guy talking about his guitar, and he's talking mad shit. He was like, "You suck at this game. You'll never, be able to play a guitar like I do." Anyway, he's like, fuck you. And then he starts playing just the opening to Enter Sandman, which is like one of the easier. Yeah. And it's like, you'll never be able to match the speed of my guitar hands. Later, dork. Dun, 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 dun.
That's all he can play.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. Oh wait, let me go down a few. That's kind of like the what is it, Stairway to Heaven, that if you play that in a guitar store, people will just kick you out.
You know, I have actually never heard the song Stairway to Heaven.
Oh man, it's so good. It's very overdone, like, by everybody that wants to learn to play guitar, but I love that song. It's good.
Well, interesting fact. The reason I haven't heard it is due to family superstition.
Really?
Yeah, no shit.
You listen to Stairway to Heaven and then you just go straight to hell?
No, it was something, if I remember, it was, like, a couple of my family members had they both had the same dream of, like, my mom dying in a car wreck, and then, like, Stairway to Heaven was playing.
It's a very 80s dream.
Yeah, right? And so, from, like, being a little kid and hearing that to now, I just, like, won't listen to Stairway to Heaven.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, don't want to try your luck just in case, because it could be, you listen to it and then that happens and you're like, well, then you used to be, writing a no-sleep story that Stairway to Heaven killed my mom, and then it just be a tragic banger of a story,
Well, like, I told that to a buddy of mine while we were both on the way home from work at, like, 4 a.m. because we were doing the night shift.
Right.
And we're both tired out of our minds, and Stairway starts playing. Like, oh, man, yeah, and I relate the whole thing to him, and he leans down and he changes the channel. He goes, I'm not taking that chance either.
Just in case, yeah, I don't want to, in case you have a seer in the family that's foretelling events. Don't want to test fate.
I'm not, how do I put it? I'm not a very superstitious person, but I'm not willing to find out if I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, I feel exactly the same. I mean, like, whenever I have people on my Instagram, they'll ask me, like, do you ever experience ghost stuff while you're doing your readings? And I'm like, no, it's because I don't, like, pull out a Ouija board or, like, summon demons while I'm doing it, because I don't want to test it. Because you never know, because, there's been proof, mathematically at least, that there are different dimensions, whether, who knows, maybe there are some weird nefarious beings living there that are waiting for you to say, oh, come here, Rumple Foreskin, and they're going to come out and just start fighting you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to test it. I don't want to bring it in just in case there is a way to open a door and, like, I don't know, get my furniture knocked over every night and have to pick that shit up in the morning.
The lame version of ghosts, like, oh no, everything's moved a couple inches. How terrible.
Oh no, you moved the alphabet on my refrigerator, so now my son doesn't know the correct order. You bastard, a ghost. You wrote get out, but we only had one T, so you had to use a 7. Good job. I think if I ever were a ghost, that's probably my version of haunting. Just very, very mild things to annoy people. Just moderate, make you lose your keys and put it in your couch or something, Deep in the couch.
That's who's been doing it.
Damn it, I knew. Bring out the sage. Smudge the house.
What heresy is this?
Ah, I see a vile demon and sorcery is afout here.
I've been I used to be vaguely religious, but for an extremely selfish reason.
Like in the sense of, well, if I don't believe, then I could potentially go to hell, kind of thing.
Not so much that. It was more like the movie Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey came out.
Like you and Morgan.
And I'm like, man, it would be sick if I had God powers.
Just for a little bit. I wouldn't need it for very long.
So maybe, just maybe, if I just like start praying,
God
maybe
will
Morgan
come.
Freeman will show up at my house.
Would you like some superpowers for a few hours?
Yeah,
God
I'd
for a
get,
day.
I would get a lot done.
Yeah. Immediately, I would make myself bigger, girthier, just sexier.
No, that's the one change.
That's it. That's all I need.
All right, what's your first change? And you're like, and I'm done.
I have a giant penis now. Thanks, God. See you later.
Have you seen the movie Absolutely Everything?
Oh, yeah, that's the same guys that made, like, Hot Fuzz, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot. I'm trying to remember, but he had, like, God powers for a day, too, right? Similar theme?
Well, it was, if I remember, it was like aliens are testing like what man can do with absolute power.
That's right. Yeah, there's, like, a council we're ruling over. Yeah, I remember that movie.
And I love how he's like, I wish I had a huge dick, and he just like falls because of the weight.
He's like, can I get it in white, please?
I wish this classroom would just go away and then like a meteor hits it.
That'd be an interesting concept, though, because I think every single person in the world would abuse it. I mean, I would hope to think there'd be people that try and make things better, but overall, I don't know.
Well,
I think it'd be chaos.
well, then it becomes like, what do you define as better? You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know. I think. I don't know.
Because better for some people would be like everything's free. You know what I mean?
Right, but there's no added tax. That's a difficult question because, like, what would your thing be like for the future of humanity? Would you want it to be like better society or more focused on technology or like?
I would say if I could wave my hand and cause a complete societal change across the planet, it would be a sudden bump in IQ for everybody.
Oh yeah. Well, the world would be so much better in that sense because, I mean, you see in a lot of places that are considered civilized with like an average IQ of at least 90 plus, and it's like generally more peaceful.
Well, like even going outside, you see people and you're like, "How did you make it this far? Like, how did you get here?"
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. People biting their ears, and you're just like, how are you alive? You're so stupid.
Well, like I used to work overnights at Walmart,
Ooh,
which
yeah,
is
okay.
which is the definition of hell on earth.
I can only imagine, yeah. Customer
And
service sucks.
yeah, but I would run into just there were people that like wouldn't they I didn't see them park their car, but they would just kind of walk in from out of the bushes.
That's where they live.
Yeah, like it brings a whole new meaning to coming out of the woodwork.
Literally, yeah.
And I like there have been times where I see people like with a shirt that's like torn in half, like come stumbling in. They're looking
Time to
around.
clock in for my shift.
Yeah,
Or you
and
mean
I'm
like
just
a customer?
and just like watching him walk by because I used to do door greeting, and so I just watch him walk past. I'm like, how did you even get here?
You should be dead. Yeah,
For all intents and purposes, you should be a goner, man.
drugs are a wonderful thing, man. Like, like prior to like what my previous profession was, I did do grocery for like 5 years. I was a produce guy, and you see some interesting people. You meet interesting people every day, and it's just the weirdest thing, man. Just I know exactly what you mean. People coming in with no teeth and wearing essentially like a bag over their bodies, and they're just like, time to buy some groceries.
Oh, there was a lady that came in just whacked out of her mind on something. She goes, "Where's your bathroom?"
Oh God.
And our local Walmart has two bathrooms, one in the front and one in the back. They are like a straight line from each other. And I go, "Hey, the front one's being worked on. They're doing construction on it. Use the back one. There's that sign on the wall. You can read it from here. It says restrooms." go to that one. And then she disappears for 10 minutes and comes back and goes, I couldn't find it. You gave me bad directions.
So I just shat in the aisle.
And I just, but then she just up and left, and I'm sitting there just like, how the fuck did you... How'd you mess that up?
Yeah. It's so simple. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I was very happy to get out of grocery, and I went on to a different career, and now I'm out of that and pursuing voiceover. But gosh, I don't think I'd ever want to deal with people again, because both my previous jobs dealt with people and people skills. Like right before I was in corrections, right before this, and my facility closed down just because of COVID, and they needed to shift people around, and I didn't want to transfer it to somewhere else, so I just opted to be unemployed for a little bit.
Didn't want to go to Shawshank?
Yeah, and I did corrections for 5 years, and I knew it wasn't for me. I was okay at it, I was a supervisor for a while, and it was fun, but I don't want to do that. Walking into work one day, and they're like, yeah, this guy's covered in crap, and he wants to fight somebody. I'm like, oh, great, let me just get my uniform dirty right when I come on shift, because some crazy guy's covered in shit and wants to fight. That's something I don't want to deal with the rest of my life,
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, I quit my Walmart job because I almost got taken out by a drunk driver.
Jesus. How did that work? You were in the parking lot and he was going to run you over while you were going home, or on the drive home?
So, I don't, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I haven't told the story on the show yet.
Well, first time for everything.
Welcome.
It's story time.
I wish I had a fireplace and a robe with a book.
Yeah, we'll just Photoshop it on, man.
Yeah, we'll put it in post. Future me, you know what to do. So, the local Walmart that I had been working at has, around the back of the building, there's a huge brick wall, a big stone wall. It's about 10 feet high, and it's backed by they have a whole tire service center and all that. And I worked overnights, so a lot of times homeless people would go back there and just park their car and then sleep in their car. And I was told to go back and get the carts. So I'm walking back there, and I'm listening to music, and I'm just like, God, I hate my job. I hate my job so much. And I walk around, and I see the 2 emergency exits for the back of the building. I'm like, nope, nothing here. All right, whatever. And then I'm walking back, and not 12 seconds pass before behind me I hear, boom, crash. And I turn around, and on top of the brick wall, there's a wooden fence for some reason. And there is a hole in the wooden fence all of a sudden, with pieces of wood just spinning in place on the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
And I didn't put 2 and 2 together because I can't see the car. And I'm half insane because I haven't slept. And so I'm like, okay, the fence fell down because it was old and shitty, whatever. And I go over to kind of kick the wood near the curb so I can go pick it up later. And I'm walking towards it, and I see blinking lights out of my peripheral. And I look over, and there's a small compact vehicle sticking halfway out of one of the fire exits.
Jesus. Well, at least it was a small compact car, I guess.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, it had to jump a 10-foot high wall.
Damn, Evel Knievel jumping over walls just to get to you, man. I think that was a Final Destination thing.
Yeah.
That was recompense for you listening to Stairway to Heaven briefly.
Yeah, totally. It was in my recommended videos. It was up next.
It was there.
But I'm standing in what would have been the path of the car, and I'm slowly putting 2 and 2 together. It's if I hadn't walked away, I'd be part of this right now.
That's always weird, kind of looking back and thinking, wow, that would have killed me. I would have been dead, or at least very close to it.
So I run up and I throw open the driver's side door, and thankfully it is one person in the driver's seat, and she is pissed drunk.
Oh, God.
And she is entirely unharmed. Entirely. Like, not even a scratch.
Was she hot?
No.
Okay, I was just checking, you know.
But just that, like, horrible sloppy drunk, just
You're like, yeah, good enough.
And she's like, "Where's my phone?" And I'm like, I'm okay when it comes to a crisis, but there's something that, like, I'm, like, too aware of what the situation is.
Right.
And so she's like, "Where's my phone?" And I just looked at her and I'm like, "That's not the most important thing right now." Like, I'm like, "Could you please get out of the car? Because I don't know what the engine looks like. Because I can't see it. It's in the building."
Yeah, no kidding. She's like, "Do you guys have coffee here?"
And she's like, "Where's my phone? I need my phone." And I can see her phone, like, on the ground. And it's like, fucking Pokemon Go's open. And
I'm just trying to catch a Snorlax.
And I'm trying so hard because I don't know. Again, she's not injured. I don't know what the state of the vehicle is. I'm like, "Can you please get out of the vehicle? You can just sit over there. Just please get out of the car." And she's, "No, I just want to sit here for a minute. I just need to sit here for a minute." I'm like, "Oh my God." And I went from concerned citizen to, like, angry parent. I'm like, "Please, you don't understand. I need you to get the fuck out of the car."
And you just pulled her out with both hands, right?
Well, no, I just, like, you know what? You can leave her in there. She's gonna fucking, if the car's on fire, that's on her.
Yeah, she can get herself killed.
And then I call the police, and the operator is not helping me. Is not, like, giving me any
Direction.
leeway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm at the Walmart in yada yada, Oregon, and what this and that and have you." And they're like, "Are you on the north side of the building?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know.
We don't know directions."
I'm like, "It's the side close to the freeway." And they're like, "Is that the north side of the building?" I'm like, "Oh my God." Oh. And, like,
That's annoying, too, because dispatchers generally have a bunch of maps. So as soon as you tell them the location, you say freeway, they should have it right there. I mean, I
well,
don't
the
know.
thing is, the area I live in has one Walmart in it. One. And
It's
so
not
I'm
that
like,
hard, lady.
"It's this Walmart. I'm by the tire service center. Can just send a squad car." It's like, "Is it the north side of the building?" I'm like, "Send them to the tire service center. They will see me."
And the car that's in the building.
And so after hanging up and waiting on a squad car, the guy arrives, and in the meantime, I've radioed my manager, so he's doing whatever inside the building. And the cop shows up, and it was bizarre because he was, you know, like, I don't know how much interaction you've had with police.
A lot, yeah.
But you know how when they're dealing with dealing with somebody who's fucked up, how they'll be, like, stern and forward about it, but they're not like, "Fuck you," you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, you got to be more direct, otherwise, they're drunk. It's not going to get through to them.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing that. He was being like a concerned mother. It was weird. Like, he leans in and he goes, "Honey, are you okay in there?" And she's like, "Oh, I just want to go home." And he goes, "I don't think that's an option right now. I'm gonna need you to get out of the vehicle." And she's like, "Oh, can you drop me off at home? Can you drop me off at home?" And he's like, "You just parked your car into a fire exit. I don't think that's in the cards right now."
Yeah, no kidding. It all depends on the officer, to be honest, because in my little career, one of my jobs was as the supervisor. We had a police department, and attached to that police department, we had a prison. And I was in the prison, and I was a supervisor there. And part of our duty was we dealt with, of course, state inmates, but also it was like my job to kind of handle their jail at the same time. It was a smaller one. And I was always more of like a talker, like, yeah, I could, go in and fight people or whatever, but it's all in different styles. So like, the supervisor on the police department side is like, hey, could you come over here and help me out for a minute? And it was some weird, like, giant dude, just big old buff dude. And he was pretty, I don't know, he was fighting pretty much. And I came in there and I mainly talked to the guy, kind of like the concerned mother. I was like, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? And he's like, oh, these motherfuckers arrested me for nothing. And, the cop that was there, he was really like the tough guy thing. He was just talking crap to the guy. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, hold on a minute. You listened to the guy for just a second. I was like, all right, well, I need you to do this. And he listens. But it's all just dependent on the officer kind of thing, because I was always super nice. And I think that's why I don't know if I'd be long-term successful in the field, because I was very, very nice. I had some shitty encounters, and I had times where I had to be really stern and like kind of, be more aggressive, but it was not my style generally. But
yeah.
And I think it's also, I've noticed cops are a lot nicer to females generally. So that could have been why he was babying her like that. If it was a drunk guy, he probably would have pulled him out and started kicking him or something and
just tased him.
Stop resisting, and just stomping him out.
But like, so the cop shows up and my manager shows up, and I explain everything to him as it's dawning on me that I was almost like a painting on the side of the building. And he goes, like, he quietly looks around. He goes, all right, start cleaning up. And I just like, what? Wait.
Technical difficulties.
Hello?
Hey, what was that?
What was that?
That was weird. I relaunched real fast to see what the heck happened.
Yeah, same here. It disconnected us both at the same time.
Yeah, that was weird. It wouldn't let me recall you either, which is weird.
Is your recording still going?
Oh yeah, I kept recording.
Sick. That means we're still synced.
Nice.
Nice. And we're back. But my manager is like, yep, go clean up, and I'm like shaking, and I realize that the front half of that car is not in the emergency exit for the main store. It's going through the emergency exit for the break room.
Holy crap.
And I panic and I sprint into the building, and I'm like hauling ass to the store, and I turn the corner, and I'm met by my supervisor because I worked maintenance. He goes, hey, we gotta re-clean the bathrooms, whatever. And I just went, like, I pointed at him and like, shut the fuck up, follow me. He's like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, follow me now. And like, we're running to the break room, and we run in, and thankfully there's nobody in there except for one cashier who's on her phone with headphones in. And
didn't even notice a damn thing, and there's a car in there.
Yeah. And the car hit the emergency door so hard that it folded the door in half.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a close call if I ever heard one. Jesus. And
I wasn't supposed to, but I did. I took a video of the accident just from the inside because it hit the building so hard that a headlight ejected from the front of the car and like slid halfway across the room.
Gosh. If you have that video, it'd be great to put it in this video as like a reference point. Gosh.
Future me, you know what to do. Well, it happened like 5 minutes ago. Ah, jeez.
FX Team, you know what's up. Hello, this is FX Team. I'm going to put that right in for you.
Editor, also known as me.
Notes.
Oh, God. But, so the night goes on, and the two other maintenance guys are making jokes that I almost died. But they're making those jokes at me.
Good job of his dying, bro.
Like, man, that was close, huh? Ha, ha, ha. Man, you could have gotten the night off early. Ha ha ha. Ha. And I'm like pale. I'm like, yeah, man,
Just
that
all
was,
clammy and shock and stuff.
yeah. And so I like for most nighttime or most retail places, there's like two managers running around,
Right.
and so the night comes to an end. I'm putting on my backpack to go home, and I hear the other nighttime manager talking to one of the daytime managers who had just come in, and I hear the daytime manager go, "Hey, do you know if anybody saw what happened?" And then the other manager goes, "No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody saw what happened."
Oh, wow. Yeah. Just like, oh, great. I have nothing to say.
Well, no, I turned on my heel. I'm like, I did. I'm like, what'd you see? I'm like, I called the cops. I was like, I almost was fucking killed by that thing. And they're like, are you willing to write down a statement for that? I'm like, yeah, I am.
That's like normal procedure, right? I mean, come on, guys.
Is it normal procedure, please? And at the time, I had a girlfriend, and I talked to both of the managers, and I'm like, I know I work tonight, but can I please have the night off? I need to be home with my family, and I need to, like, call my girlfriend. Please, I just need the day.
Yeah, we're going to need you to work tonight.
Close. So, both of them go, yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, definitely. And then that night rolls around, and there's a different manager working that night, and I get a phone call. And it's like, hey, why aren't you at work? I'm like, what? Did they explain anything to you? I'm like, no. Why, what happened? And I'm like, the fucking car that's parked inside the building. And he's like, oh, man, yeah. And I explain everything to him, and he goes, dude, you know what? I will see you tomorrow. He's like, have a good night.
Well, that's good. At least they didn't try and like make you come in. That would have been stupid.
Well, that was so. I was still relatively young when I had that job, and it was one of my first jobs out of high school, and I hadn't realized that to a degree you can just go get another job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's man. Years ago, yeah, you could do that pretty easy. I mean, especially with jobs like that, I could go out and interview with the same day and get the job. It's like, I like that. I miss that.
Well, like just the general concept, because I was told like, well, I was kind of working on the idea of like, if you have that job, you have to keep that specific job.
Right. Gotta get your time in.
Yeah, and so like, it didn't occur to me until I was at the employee meeting for one night, like I think a week later, and I'm standing there, I'm like, I could just get another job.
Something you hate less.
Yeah, I'm like, I could do anything else and I'd be happier. And I like took off my name tag, and I like, I'm not one for like confrontation, not confrontation, but like the fuck you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no need for that.
Yeah, and so I waited until the meeting was over, and I took off my name tag, and I walked up to my manager, and I shook his hand, and I'm like, hey man, I'm done. I'm going home. He's like, what, for the night? Are you not feeling well? I'm like, no, I quit. I'm done. I'm going home.
Yeah, that's a fair way to do it, yeah.
And I just, like, I put my name tag on his desk, and like, have a good one. Sorry it didn't work out, but I'm done. And I just grabbed my stuff and left.
That's a good way to do it. I've never left a job like that, but I have definitely wanted to. Especially with Albertsons. That's a grocery I had worked at for a while, and I just wanted to flip out and run. But I just gave them my big notice, and I worked my hours, and put my official paperwork in or whatever.
Mm-mm.
But I've always wanted to do that. Not like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Just more of okay, I'll see you later. I'm done.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I think I'm set. I'm done.
Yeah, this is good. I would never want to work at Walmart either. I've
Don't.
thankfully I thankfully don't live near one, but I think if I had a choice of going back to grocery, I'd probably go with like Costco or something, you know, somewhere where I hear they treat their people fairly well. I'd probably try and do something like that instead.
Well, usually whenever somebody brings up Walmart, like, yeah, I was thinking of applying there. I'm like, don't do it. Whatever you do, go anywhere else. Anywhere else.
Yeah. And it sucks too. Desperation a lot of the time probably puts people in the position to go there.
Well, that and from what I've seen, the bar for getting that job is very low.
Right. And the pay is like, right? Is it minimum wage or is it like it's steps?
It's okay. Like, now that I look back, they did this real bullshit move of having me work full-time hours, but I was under the label of part-time.
So they didn't have to pay your insurance, essentially.
Yeah, or I didn't have insurance.
Yeah. Gosh, that would suck. I mean, that's why I'm like mixed on unions. I had a union at Albertsons and I got hooked up in some areas, you know, but like if you worked 24 hours in a week, you have to be eligible for it, you know, and so it was kind of nice in that sense.
Well, like, how do I word it? I don't, personally, I don't have enough information on unions to make an educated guess or anything like that, but part of me loves the weird demonization that it gets.
Right?
Because it's like, if you're stopped by a union recruiter and it's like some, like, businessman with the clipboard, like, hey, would you like to be part of this union?
Yeah, join the union today.
Do it.
The only time...
Oh, go for it.
Oh. I think the only way I'm against the unions, like, I didn't like it at Albertsons because they forced you. You couldn't be an employee there if you weren't part of the union, whereas when I was with the police department in prison, it was a choice. But then the prison I worked at next, they didn't have a union. I saw a big disparity in having a union versus not, because when we had a union, we had good benefits, you know, we had a lot of vacation time, we could accrue a lot of sick time. And the next place I went, they didn't have a union, and like you got paid very well, but the benefits sucked, and a lot of other aspects really sucked a lot of balls. So I think if it's a choice to be in a union, it's great, but if you're forced, then I'm against it.
Man, these prospects suck balls, suck many balls.
Yeah, massive balls. Like, so when my prison closed down finally, I was like, a lot of people were depressed because that's all they've ever done. And I'm like, well, I'm excited because I hate shift work. I hate dealing with inmates all day. I hate dealing with stupid, like, people. And at least in where I was at, I don't know how you are with sports, but I'm a nerd, man. I don't do sports. You know,
Me
generally,
either, man.
I work out and I do all this other kind of stuff. You know, I was the little CERT team guy, so I looked like, yeah, okay, maybe I watch sports. Maybe I'm into that kind of stuff. I'm not. I don't understand the sports ball, man. And all the people I worked with, there was maybe one out of every 100 people I worked with that I could have a good, like, meaningful conversation with. Everything else was just, I don't know, they want to talk about sports or it's just nonsensical things.
I used to have a Pittsburgh Steelers hoodie that I just got through, like, hand-me-downs.
Right.
And I would wear it to my current job, and every day, somebody would lean in and go, hey, sorry to hear about your team, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you know, the Steelers. I'm like, I don't even know what sport this is for.
This is soccer, right?
Like, he said, like, and there was a day where I'm like, is it basketball? Is it basketball?
I can't remember.
I'm like, can you please fucking tell me? Well, because I used to follow basketball, but it wasn't like, you know how there's some where the general talk about sports is like, you know, oh, you've got this many, like, they threw this many touchdowns or however many, and it's like all ratios
or whatever.
and,
yeah.
For me, it's like, hey, that specific number is playing very well in this one game that I'm watching. Good for him. I hope he keeps doing it.
Yeah, that's like we were watching the Super Bowl at work, and I don't watch it ever. I'm sitting there trying to engage with it because, hey, this is actually kind of entertaining to watch. I would never do it on my own, but it's cool. And I just felt like such an idiot because every time I made a comment, they're like, oh, no, it's this rule, this rule, this rule. Hey, this guy does this, this, and that. I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. I think you should just put armor and equip them all with, like, medieval weapons and make it a battle like that. It's the same concept, but...
I had an idea for, was it linebackers in football, I thought would be fun, was to give them boxing gloves.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So when they throw a tackle, they can just start, like, working the ribs or something.
Yeah, I mean, because why not? I think it'd be more fun. Less rules, give them a little more padding, whatever you want to do, but let them fight.
Why not give the quarterback a gun? I don't know. Let's just go nuts here.
Fuck it. I mean, if you...
Fuck it, right?
Oh, you're going to intercept my pass. Blah, 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 blah.
And the quarterback lines up the shot.
Oh, and the last of the team died today due to a gunshot wound from Tom Brady.
Running back is down. I repeat, the running back is down.
Multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and face. So that's about 5 points for the other team.
It's football, but the entire field has landmines in it.
Oh yeah, that can make for some interesting play there.
He breaks away from the linebacker. He's going.
Oh, and he forgot his minesweeper, and he is now a puddle on the ground.
And he's gone.
Draft next year will be interesting.
Who wants to play? Who wants to play the Super Bowl?
I mean, for what they get paid, I think that's a reasonable request that they insert mines or some kind of dangerous apparatus in there for him to combat against.
I just thought of something. That would be an amazing way to motivate a receiver.
Yeah, right.
Is to have like a sniper red dot on him the whole time.
Ooh,
that's why he's zigzagging.
Better. We can put like a tiger in the end zones or whatever, where they put the goals, so that they have to get past that tiger to get into the field. You know, that'd be better.
The minute the ball's hiked, like, gates open and tigers just rush the field.
You can outrun a tiger, you can score a ball. And that's football, baby.
You don't have to make it to the end zone. You just have to outrun the tiger. Oh my god.
That'd be great. And we could get the guy from Tiger King to support, you know, like give the Tigers. I'm sure that would be good cross-platforming there.
Have you watched all Tiger King yet?
Yeah, I did.
I haven't. I love like cringe and like stuff that's hard to understand because it's so dumb.
That explains that show really well.
Yeah. I'm on episode 2 and I had to take a break.
Yeah, I watched episode 1 and I took a few weeks off because it's a lot to digest. It's just, yeah, I raise and I breed tigers. Also, I have 2 husbands, and I do a lot of meth. And Carol Baskins is a bitch. Yeah, I'm always broke. You know, one of my people got their arm torn off by a tiger. It's like, yeah, whatever. The show just gets worse and worse, and it's just such a rabbit hole kind of series. Not that it's like groundbreaking or amazing, but it's like almost a culture shock.
Yeah. It's like you're watching like a parallel dimension.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me at least, especially watching where he's like shooting, I'm not going to ruin all of it, but there's just like scenes where he's literally shooting like a rifle in the air, but like in the general direction of one of his employees, and they're laughing about it. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, uh-oh.
Or what was that one where they had the Carol Baskins mannequin set up?
Yeah, and it's like putting like a tannerite or whatever it is, like the explosive, and they're blowing it up. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm not new to, you know, firearms or anything like that. It's just the handling of them is very, very...
It's baffling.
It's very, very bad. You know, like... I've trained, like, people with firearms, and so I'm like, oh my god, like, come on, what are you doing, man? You're not supposed to even aim that thing anywhere. It's not supposed to be loaded until you're ready. And the whole show, it's just it's like you say, cringeworthy, and you gotta watch it though. I don't want to ruin it because there's a lot of just really out there stuff that happens towards the end.
Well, what was it? Was it episode 1? I want to say had that moment of like, yeah, I got it was the interview with the person who lost their arm, and like, yeah, I was back to work like a week later.
Yeah, like they could have saved my arm, but I decided to say, "Hey, screw you, media," and just lose my arm.
Because the media is making you keep your arm, I guess. Question mark.
Yeah, I don't want them to get. It's one of those things, like, because they explore the idea about like cult like leaders in there, like the Tiger King guy and the guy that has like his harem of women and stuff, and
Doc
like,
Antwile.
Yeah, I think that guy's hilarious just because I don't know, he's got that big dick energy almost.
I did think he was hilarious up until they're talking to somebody who was like, yeah, it's fucked up, man. Like, it was.
Oh yeah,
like
what they do is super messed up. Absolutely.
Well, no, it was like they were interviewing like one of his ex-wives.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And like the minute I'm like, man, well, the thing is like, there's something I adore about that structure of that show, and it just occurred to me that whenever they introduce a new person or a new character, as it were, they make them seem like a sane and rational person, but then it slowly unravels as that episode goes on.
Oh yeah, like the Antoine guy. Yeah, like they slowly. Oh yeah, he's not so bad. He's put his tigers in all kinds of movies. Also, he's got a sex cult on his weird farm that everyone works for free in.
Yeah, they start out with like, you know what? He's put a lot of tigers in a lot of movies, and like he's talking about like, you know, the logistics of raising tigers and all this. I'm like, okay, this guy actually, like, is this the straight man in the sea of weird people?
Right.
And I'm like, cool, sick. And it's like, nope, sex harem. I'm like, wow, great, awesome.
That, you know, you're right though. They did that really well, even with Carol Baskins. Like her whole, she's theoretically, just from looking at her and how she presents herself, seems like a really nice lady who cares about things. But then they bring up like, oh yeah, she's just riding around with a hippie gown on, like on a bike through a park, and then and they show the controversy where she, like, her husband died and the circumstances were questionable. I was like, oh, what the heck, man? I don't like anybody in the show.
Well, no, that and like if like I'm pretty sure you've also been able to just detect crazy.
Oh yeah.
And so like when she just like they let her. It's a weird phrasing, but like they let the camera go on for just a little too long with her talking.
Right.
And you can just see the madness behind her eyes.
Yeah, she's like, I would have to feed him. I would have to cover him in tuna oil, and just sitting there, and she's just shaking and staring at the camera, like,
hey, all you cool cats and kittens. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this. It took me forever to watch even part of Tiger King, but I kept hearing like the jokes about it. So there's a buddy of mine that every once in a while I just hear like, "Fuck Carol Baskins,"
it's just
unprompted.
Yeah, we even had like our last week of work, we're cleaning things up, and like that was one of the last things. Like our warden even said, he's like, "Man, fuck Carol Baskins and closing this prison down." Just it's almost like the new "Thanks Obama" thing, you know?
Fuck Carol Baskins.
That bitch. She closed us down.
It's her fault. Her tigers caused this. I don't understand. How do I word it? Somebody brought up that the idea of owning a tiger is sort of like almost like a visual aphrodisiac. Oh, this guy's so in touch with nature.
Oh yeah, it's like a natural. Yeah, that you just want to bang. It's like a powerful energy they give off from it.
Yeah, but then like you have that. Just for me, it was like a horrifying moment where they're taking photos with a tiger cub, and they're going down a line of people, and they're just holding it close to their face, click, and then move to the next person, click.
Right.
Like, oh, this is dark.
It's really sad too. I don't know. Like that's the part that made me most sad, and the way the documentary was done. Like I had you didn't have enough time to be really sad. But you think about it
Or
later.
to process.
Yeah, like they're just breeding these cubs, and when they get too old, they send them off to get killed. You're like, wait, hold on, that's dark. What the fuck? Like, why is this not banned?
Why did this start off on a happy note? What's going on?
Yeah, I like these tigers, man. But it's, I don't know. That show makes me a mixture of things, but mostly bewildered, I think.
Oh man. So how many documentaries do you usually watch?
Not many, and that's only because I'm like 90%. If I'm not with the wife and kid and stuff, I'm on my computer, so I don't watch a lot of documentaries, but I do like them.
There was one I found on Hulu, I want to say, and I can't for the life of me remember. It's like Giggles the Clown or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think he has a YouTube channel, right? Is that the same one?
I don't think so. The one I'm discussing works. Oh, I see. Giggles is that the lady who dresses like a clown. But so there's a documentary about a guy who essentially went into business dressing up as a clown and scaring children.
Fine, yeah, that's a fair business. Yep.
But here's the interesting thing: it's per request by the parents.
I think
so.
I have heard of that. Yeah.
Like the kids being a little shit. It's like, oh, we're gonna call Chuckles the Clown. We're gonna call him, and they're like, no, don't call him.
I remember hearing that. That's so dark.
Yeah, and the thing, somebody, personally, it's like that's interesting, and I would love to interview him.
Right.
But and then people were they had a not forensic psychologist, but a child psychologist on. It's like, this is very scarring to, kids around a certain age. It's terrifying.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I can get that, but also, certain kids, I think, need the shit scared out of them.
Oh yeah. If your kid's gonna be a turd and you can't fix them, you just gotta go up and beyond.
Time to get the clown.
Yep. Scared straight, but just scared in the weirdest way you possibly can. Don't send him to prison. Just send a homicidal clown after him.
Well, what I love is that there's this wonderful theatricality to it, where it he very clearly has guidelines set up. So it's he'll talk to the parents all right, I'm gonna show up at your house. I'm gonna stand outside. I can come in the house, but that's up to you. But I'll just be outside and I'll kind of walk back and forth, and then just make sure your kid can see me, scare them shitless, and then I'll just leave, and then that'll be the end of it.
You gotta set up the guidelines, or
yeah,
the full package is he breaks into the house and just starts attacking your kid, and the parents just act like they don't see him. What are you talking about? He's not here. Just have him sitting at every family
outside.
meal. That's a
What do you mean?
real fucked up way to raise your kid. You have him at every family meal. The clown just sitting there staring at the kid, and the parents are like, "What clown, honey? What are you talking about?" Just for years and years, paying this guy a full salary just to do this.
By the hour.
Really screw your kid up, but let them know. Get them questioning their reality.
Can you do me a favor and just go into business for me? And please let me find. Oh, it's Wrinkles the Clown.
Wrinkles. That's a nasty clown name. Let me look him up.
Yeah, and he also looks nasty. But
God, yeah, he's kind of sunken in looking.
Yeah,
Flabby. That's scary.
And the thing is, he has or I'm not sure what the status of it is now, because this documentary came out last year. But he has a public phone number you can call, and just either try to set up a date for him to come over, because I think he's based in Florida.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, of course, Florida.
Florida man terrifies children dressed as clown.
See, what I love, so off topic here, well, it's on topic technically, but I love the fact that, like, Florida is such a weird microcosm of horror and chaos that people who have lived there their entire lives are like, this place sucks.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I love it. I love it so much.
It's our own like wonderful hotspot of crazy that we're all okay with, because it's like an endless source of entertainment.
Like, I could read a headline tomorrow of, like, Cthulhu walks up on beach in Florida. I'm like, I'm not surprised.
That would totally happen, and there'd be that one guy that would come up and like kick Cthulhu in the shin and tell him to get the fuck off his lawn or something, you know?
Try to give him some crack.
Florida man single-handedly repels Cthulhu by telling him fuck off.
Single-handedly repels old God by telling him to just go back to where he came from.
Go get now. That's like, have you seen that video where that guy is walking by and there's like an alligator on the side of the road and it starts hissing at him? The guy picks it up with one hand and chucks it back in the river.
Oh my God.
Just straight yeets this thing in there.
What was that one video of the lady who, like, picks up a snake like it's nothing?
Gosh, I don't know. That's, to me, I mean, not that I'm from the city or anything, but this is the video right here I threw in the Discord chat, but it's funny as hell. I've got a feel like that.
I also appreciate the name of the channel, Shits and Giggles.
Yeah.
Oh man, he picked that gator up like it was a Mortal Kombat fatality.
That's what I mean. Like, this thing's hissing at him, and the dude just picks it up and he just throws it in the river.
Oh my God! I love how it's like it's holding perfectly still while it's flying.
It's just ragdolls in there, but just stiff as a board.
It turned into GTA physics.
And this next one kills me. It's this dog. This guy's walking on the bike path, and this guy's dog is just having a good time and sees the snake.
And party people, I will be putting links in the description.
This guy sees the dog. He's like, "You best come get this snake, doggy." And the dog sees it and just picks it up and just shakes it and flings it out of orbit.
Ooh! Oh my God! The sound that it made.
Yeah.
Please go check that out, party people. That is, oh my God.
Yeah.
Flap, flap, flap.
Flings it. The snake just flying. It's just enjoying its life, just on a trail, you know. This guy's like, "Go and get him, doggy."
I love doing that. Like, for some reason, I love doing that mentally. Whenever I like smush a spider or something, it's like it's essentially just dropped a building on a spider.
Yeah, it's the most extreme outcome on this thing. In reality, it's just chilling, you know. But you know, that's just nature for you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what 90% of nature is, just chilling, and then it tries to kill you.
Exactly. It's all chill until it's not.
Until it decides it's not. Oh, nature, you fickle bastard.
That's why I don't feel bad necessarily if I have to kill like a bug or something. Because I'm like, well, you're just going to die a terrible death anyways. I'm giving you like an easy way out. Giving you the full spectrum of my shoe.
One of my old coworkers, he was like, we were outside and I think I was grabbing like shopping carts or something. But there's like a bumblebee just buzzing around my head. And like, I was swatting at it, not because, ooh, it's gonna sting me, but it's like flying in my ear. I'm like, fucking, just go away.
Stop it.
And he goes, alright, whatever you do, don't smush him because the bee population's steadily declining and all this. And he like went on just like a 10-minute dissertation on the ecological ramifications of the extinction of bees. And then at the end of it, I go, so what about wasps? And he goes, fuck wasps, kill them all.
Oh yeah, they serve zero purpose other than to being assholes.
Like, I will... And from that day on, I go out of my way. Like, fuck that wasp.
Yeah, they have no place on this earth. I don't care. I'll kill everyone.
They have no place on any earth.
Yeah, they're just assholes, man. You know those. They don't do anything. They don't pollinate anything. They literally just come in, sting you, eat something, and then just fly off and fuck somebody else's day up.
Something about, like, I don't know why that's such a harrowing statement of, like, this life form serves no purpose.
Its only purpose is to give us pain and suffering.
You only to exist for discomfort.
I am here just to be annoying. That's like flies. They serve zero purpose too, to my knowledge. Like, all they do is eat crap, fly on you, like buzz around your face a bunch, die, and then have a bunch of babies somewhere. That's all they do.
So, this is slightly off topic. Have you played the new Resident Evil 3 remake?
I heard it's great.
Have you played the original?
That's the one where the movement was really fucked up, right? Like, you had control of one stick at a time and like...
Mm-hmm. Take controls?
I've played it.
So, do you know... Are you a fan of Resident Evil?
I like it. I don't really play it, but I'm a fan of it, yeah.
So, do you know who Brad Vickers is?
That's one of the main characters, or...
So, for the party people at home, for those who don't know, Brad Vickers as, so have you played the first Resident Evil? The mansion and all that?
Yeah, I think I have played the mansion one, yeah. That was like on N64, right? Or, what was that on?
Yeah, N64, PS1.
Okay, yeah, I think I played on PS1, actually.
So, you know when the helicopter takes off, they're like, wait, don't go!
Yeah.
So, Brad Vickers is piloting that helicopter. And he's one of the STARS members of that team that got dropped into the mansion. And he's been reviled as one of the biggest cowards in Resident Evil.
Right? He just takes the helicopter and leaves everyone behind.
Yeah, and so, like, he shows up in Resident Evil 3, and he's like, Jill, we gotta get out of here, and then immediately dies. He's the guy in the yellow vest.
Okay. I love the pointless deaths in, like, sequences that old games had when they didn't understand how to script and, like, get things voice acted properly.
Some of my favorite voice acting in existence is Barry Burton from the first game, from the first Resident Evil. That was close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
And back then when you were a kid, you're like, God damn, that guy's a fucking legend.
Yeah, well, even nowadays, I'm like, I fucking love him, man.
Yeah. That's like the original, like, Duke Nukem.
John St. John.
Game. Yeah, God, I love that game, and it's so stupid and so memeable. I love it.
Was it Brad? I recently got to play the remake, and I already have this built-in hatred of Brad Vickers. And so the minute he, like, walks into frame, he goes, Jill, this way. I'm like, Brad.
So we meet again, Brad.
And I'm, like, the whole time, I'm just, like, over-analyzing everything he does. He's like, I'm going to hold this door closed. I'm like, yeah, that's about the only thing you're going to do, isn't it?
And then run away.
You know, like, you run away, you fucking coward. And then, so it happened, like, it's not much of a spoiler, because it happens in the fucking original game. And that was, like, 98 when that came out.
If you're not on the board yet, then you're too fucking late.
Yeah. And so, Brad kicks the bucket in RE3, and there are two ways it can happen in the original version, but in the new one they stuck to, he gets bitten and turns into a zombie. And I had this really dark moment where you find him, he's outside the RPD building, and he's zombified, he's like, and like staggering towards you. And right. The guy you're with is like, oh, we gotta put him down. And I literally, the minute the game gave me control, I'm like, finally.
Just blasting him in the kneecaps and just taking your time with it.
Well, like I had what was it? It was like a high powered like rounds for a gun that can just blow people's heads off.
Right.
And I didn't give them the time of the day. I just like quick draw, and it's like, oh, he's got a key card on him, and I go, look, Brad, you're useful only after you're dead.
Good job, Brad.
And I tried my damnedest. So they're pretty good about letting you keep items on you throughout the game. And I kept Brad's key card on me for as long as I could.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I'm like, I want like an effigy to burn at the end of the story.
Get as much use out of that damn thing as you can. The trophy.
And so like the friend who was watching me play it, like we repeat that joke to each other once in a while. It's just like, only useful in death, Brad. That's the only use you're gonna get. Oh my god. But like Barry Burton from the first game, I love him to death because his whole character is like he's just like somebody's dad. Like he's not super spec ops guy. He's just kind of like, oh man, this is kind of nuts, huh?
Just giving advice the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey, zombie, I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh god, there's a moment where he's standing outside, and there's a character named Forrest who like who is being eaten by crows as they are talking, and he goes, "Oh my God, it's Forrest! It looks like he was eaten by a crow or something."
Thanks for stating the obvious, buddy.
Just like, no, Barry, no. Who would
Great observation.
No.
He walks in, there's just someone mangled on the ground. Wow. He looks dead.
Wow. It's blood. I hope it's not Chris's blood.
Did anybody order the medium rare steak? Boom.
Oh my goodness. So now to attempt to steer it the hardest I've ever steered it back onto topic.
Of course. What is the topic?
So it's a non sequitur, but what are your plans for the future of your channel?
Oh yeah. Well, oh shit, I didn't even prepare. No, a lot. Yeah. No, if I'm being specific, I'm gonna keep uploading on my channel, but I recently had a cool opportunity pop up that I don't want to like get out there officially yet.
Sure.
Because it's still in the works, but essentially a fairly large like YouTube channel / podcasting group hit me up and asked if I wanted to like they do like hosted segments on their YouTube channel and podcasts, and they hit me up asking if I want to be like a co-creator in there, kind of as a job. And you know, I'm waiting for the finalization to go through, and then I'll make the announcement of it. But that's the biggest thing happening because their channel has like 300 and something thousand people, and then for my own channel, I'm gonna keep building on that. Like I was hoping to grind out to 1,000 before I did the interview, but I'm close. But I think by this week or maybe even tomorrow I might hit 1,000 just to kind of that's the goal. I'm going to keep growing. Right now I'm just doing 3 days a week on my uploads, but I think I'm going to go back to the 6 days or 7 days a week and just get that extra grind and just blow up, because I'm unemployed right now and I've got a few more months before I'm even going to attempt to do anything else. So, you know, if I can grow it way past 1,000, awesome. Or if this podcast thing works out and I make enough money, I might just end up doing this full time. That's
nice.
Yeah, that's the general plans for the channel. I still don't know what to do to set it apart from everyone else, because you know, with narration we all kind of do the same thing. So I don't know, getting yourself a specific and individual identity is the hardest part. So I don't know what I want to do. I thought about doing something weird, but I don't know if people are really ready for the weird aspect of my of my humor. I thought for
it's
like
just it's a 1 hour like Silence of the Lambs goodbye horses bit.
oh yeah, I fully thought about like making this super over dramatic 1,000 subscribers like special. And now I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I might just do a live stream or something and and make it more tame than what I was originally gonna do.
I like I just hit 100 myself, and
Yeah,
I want to
congrats.
I want to do like a thank you. I want to do like act like I'm like rich.
You just straight baller like, yeah, see these 100 subs? Psh, built it
Now,
myself.
now
Just
that
two
I'm
hands.
famous, I'm waiting on your call, PewDiePie.
Yeah. You want some clout? Come on over.
I'll give you some exposure. I'll give you some views.
Let me help you out. Let me do you a solid.
Allow me to do you a favor.
I like the concept of your channel though, because like in between episodes, it looks like you've got like gameplay and stuff. But I like the interviews are really cool, and I really hope you get a lot more exposure for it. 'Cause it's fun. There's not a lot of people I think that do like interviews, especially in like the horror narration kind of niche, because it's not really done very much, you know.
Well, it's funny because like I get that question fairly often. Is like, am I a horror channel because I'm or not narrating? I'm interviewing narrators,
Right.
and the answer is no. But the reason that there are so many narrators is because they get back to me the fastest.
Right. Yep. Which is fine because I mean, you build a reputation for that, and eventually you can get to bigger and bigger clients. I mean, not clients,
Yeah.
but like people to interview. I mean, there's some really cool guys out there that are bigger, like Dr. Creepin. I reached out to him and I was talking to him a little bit about some stuff, and like he offered to do some lines for a story for me, and I was like, hey, that's really fucking cool because I'm not even 1,000 subscribers, and he's offering to help me out.
Nice.
So that's this community I think is a lot better about helping out the smaller guys. They're at least going down and working with them because, you know, they benefit not at all helping us out, but they might be down. So I think you could do a similar thing and slowly start hitting up bigger and bigger and bigger channels and, you know, getting your exposure that way.
Well, there have been a couple people I've talked to that I like. How do I word it? Personally, I don't see YouTube as like a numbers game. Unfortunately, it's played that way. But you know,
Oh, yeah.
but when it comes to like subjects or guests for this show, it's like your sub count is not a factor.
Right. Yeah, it's more about your personality, who you are as a person. It's like a leveled playing field, you know?
Yeah, and like I had to bring that up to somebody recently. I'm like, here's my my bar that you have to hit. Are you making videos on YouTube? And if the answer is yes, congrats, you qualify.
My standards are very low, all right? It's a very
Yeah.
broad spectrum. Do you have a video of yourself on YouTube just talking in the camera for 5 seconds and farting? You qualify. Come on my show.
How did you get that video of me? But no, like I like the horror community, especially the narrator community, has been a vast and incredibly interesting, like just an amazing group of people.
It's definitely my favorite community so far I've dealt with. Easier to crack into. Like I talk to a ton of different narrators all the time, passing around like not trade secrets, but just tips and tricks to help each other out, especially when it comes to like the algorithm, because let's face it, the YouTube algorithm doesn't give a shit about small creators or especially like horror creators in general. They don't like us. Even look at the big guys, their videos get like 20K after a week. So they obviously doesn't like us. So we have to work with each other almost to kind of get that numbers game played up a little more.
Well, there was a tip I was given by Weekly Creeps because I talk to him and Lady Spookaria fairly often. But he had mentioned he was uploading something while I was talking to him, and he had mentioned instead of doing the tags in the uploader, you know, that little bar that you can add your tags in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He mentioned not doing that, but instead putting the tags at the top of your description.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
And You know what? I've noticed a difference.
Well, there's this thing called tripled keywords, which, cause like your tags are important too, but for as far as like search engine optimization. So like, say your title is "I banged my mom, creepypasta horror story." Well then, well then in description you want to put the same, like the exact same title, and then also that same thing needs to somehow correlate into your tags, because then there's three different sets that is being recommended for your SEO or whatever. So I haven't seen a lot of organic growth from my stuff that way. I kind of have to. I'm at the stage to where the algorithm doesn't recommend me much, so I go and I pretty much bring my audience to me through like targeted marketing and stuff.
Yeah,
But,
and personally, I have a lot of trouble with that. Not trouble like as in, oh, I hate it, but like I have,
right.
I'm bad at it. Is what I'm getting at.
It's hard, and like it's stupid the way YouTube works, and I get it because it's supposed to be for people to watch stuff and binge it. But like on my channel, maybe like a year ago, I literally just uploaded a like 3-minute video of me reacting to Logan Paul getting a cyst popped. Yeah, within a day it got like 400 or 500 views, and it was the simplest thing. I literally had the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, and that was it. And then like my description said that, and my tags said that, and then I put like Logan Paul's name in the tags and the description, and out of nowhere, a shitload of people showed up, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is gross." Yeah. So I was just like, man, it would be really easy if I decided to go into a different niche and like just not give a shit about how good the content is, or something that I like, and just grow that way, because there's a lot of subpar things out there that like it isn't very hard to do, but you have to like be okay with doing shitty things or shitty content, you know what I mean? Like whereas for me, I'm really proud of the stuff that I do on my channel. It's not the best in the world, it's not the worst in the world, but I like it and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, and I think where a lot of other content creators falters, that they like every channel is going to have a shitty video.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Some more than most, like me, but like but like it's a learning experience. You're constantly moving forward, and you're kind of
you're building it. Yeah,
you're becoming your own character, as it were.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You develop a persona over time that people come to appreciate, which is cool for what you do, because it makes it easier because you're talking and people constantly see your personality, which for me, I have to kind of get my personality primarily from social media, because I'm trying to tell stories and I'm not trying to give off too much of like myself. I have my own performance, and the way I inflect and talk and tell stories matters, but my overall personality is way different, because on social media I'm pretty inappropriate. I'm constantly just joking around with people, whereas the videos I make are more serious in nature. It's creepy stuff, so you want to put people like in an atmosphere to where they feel.
Well, I mean, if this interview is anything to go by, then
Right, exactly. Generally not a very serious person, but like I do believe in like a performance art kind of thing with the channel. Whereas if I were to, like my stuff I was doing right before, which were visual novels, obviously I'm not just reading the visual novel, I'm like talking shit and stuff like that during. And I think that's why I want to start doing live streaming as well. Just maybe once a week or something like that, just to kind of engage with folks a little more and set myself apart in that respect. But I just don't know what I'd want to record, because I don't want to record myself narrating, because I feel like that would, well, one, it would show people what I'm doing and they don't want to come and watch the video when it's out, because they already listen to me do it, but also because there's other people that do that, and I'd rather it be something unique that they're not going to see again. Like I had an idea that's kind of funny. Are you familiar with like fan fiction?
Yes.
And there's a website, I have it bookmarked somewhere, but it's essentially a fan fiction generator, and it's like that Mad Libs thing where you tell people, hey, give me an adjective, or give me this, and they give you the responses and all that, and after you fill it out, you generate a fan fiction, like pre-rendered and all that, and it's fucking hilarious because you can put like weird cringe factors and you can add all these different things to it. And I think it'd be fun.
I'm gonna need that link after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it actually because I'm gonna need it. But it's funny, like I like that kind of stuff as far as, narrating as seriously as I possibly can, like a fan fiction that's completely stupid. I think this is over here, the fanfic maker. Yeah, this is it. Right here. I think it's hilarious.
Nice. I'm automated awful. Yes. Perfect. I know a couple people who would appreciate this. But it's been like I do YouTube as a hobby more than anything. And the way I've taken it is that if and that's a big if I do get famous, good for me.
Right, but you shouldn't expect it almost.
Yeah, and this show, Demasked, is built off of something I've wanted to do for years, even before I did a YouTube channel.
Oh, right.
Because it was more like I just want to learn more about the people who make stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, because people don't realize there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like, even just for what I do, there's just hours and hours and crazy amounts of skills and tools you cultivate just doing what I do. And that's not even including, like, people that, I don't know, like Fleshwa that actually draws and makes this crazy elaborate art while she's drawing, and, like, this hours of preparation work, and, like, the hour it takes you to record something, then you have to edit it, and then you have to put it on a video, like, get like, at least familiar with making a video and using video editing software, audio editing software. Like, over the years, I've essentially become like a miniature audio engineer just from doing this. And I don't know, it's weird. You're a marketing expert, or you're slowly working on becoming a marketing expert. So it's weird. There's a lot that goes on with it. It's not just sitting down and making a video. If you did it full time, it'd be a legit job.
I'd like to do this for a job. That'd be, just interviewing people, just talking to other creators. That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, that's my goal. That's why, what I was saying about the larger channel. That's a great step for me, because I'll get paid for it. And if it's good enough money, I could do it full time and try and turn just doing this as an actual job. Because I don't think I could ever. I don't think I would be a good interviewer, but I do love making stuff. I don't know. It's fun.
I mean, you've been a great guest so far.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been I got a lot of coffee in me, so that's mostly why I'm so talkative right now.
I didn't brew any coffee. I've got a nice sobering water right in front of me.
Nice crisp cold water. Yeah.
Nice decaffeinated water.
Yeah, diet water is very good pre-interview.
I like my ice extra warm. Oh my god, was I'm reminded of have you ever heard of Day Job Orchestra?
No.
They used to do, I have no clue if they still do it, and I hope they are. They would take footage of Star Trek, and then they would watch it over and over again, and then they would dub lines depending on how their mouth is moving.
Wait, sorry, one more time. I think I got a bit of feedback on that.
Oh, sure. They take clips of Star Trek and then sort of rewatch it over and over again. They'll dub over lines depending on how their mouths are moving.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It's kind of like the bad lip reading thing, but I think it's even older than that.
I think I like the lip reading guys. I think Djibouti Dubs, if you've heard of them, is my favorite.
Yeah.
As far as just the They have one where it's like, what is it? Dump cakes, and like the way this guy dubs this lady's voiceover. Just when you see an old woman, you think, oh, she has such a sweet voice, and she just sounds like a cockroach. Like, well, give me some of them dump cakes. Just
What was that one where it's like the lint roller?
oh yeah.
Wow!
Oh yeah. That's the best fucking scene on there.
What was that one where it was the copper pan, the nonstick pan? It's like
Red Copper Panda, yeah, big time.
I'm gonna get some eggs up in this bitch.
Got me some scramble.
And they like added an echo and she's a bitch. Eggs up in this bitch.
I really like the Guy Ferrari food dub. It's I don't know, the guy's impressions are so great and spot on.
Oh my god. Have you seen the have you seen those videos of Guy Fieri eating in reverse?
No, but I bet it's like glorious and disgusting at the same time.
It's also
That's a top search.
Also the ones of Guy Fieri like eating in slow motion. But it's like the audio slowed down too, so it's just like, oh,
that's some good bacon bits.
These cheese fries are gangster.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it right now. It's disgusting. Gosh,
Welcome.
He really gets in there when he eats food too, man.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I eat the same way, but like I wish I could like just have that passion of just like, oh.
Imagine loving food that much. I love food, but he loves food. He travels the world to eat food.
Well, what I find interesting about him is specifically Guy Fieri is that it's not even so much the eating the food; it's the work that goes into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into making food, dude.
Yeah,
I just warm up water and throw some soup in there. That's fancy.
I just eat meat straight off the cow.
Yeah, that's fine. Carnivore diet. That's a totally legit thing people are doing nowadays.
I don't even cook it. I just like
Eat
tear off the back leg of the cow.
I like to get mine organic and directly sourced from the source.
Free range.
And it's easier to catch after you take one leg. You know, you come back later for the other leg, and it's
slows him down.
Yeah, he hasn't moved very far away, so.
My diet consists of eating like a lion on the Sahara Desert.
Naked in the middle of a field.
Covered in somebody else's viscera.
I mean, you don't even have to drink water at that point. I mean, blood has a lot of water in it, so there you go. It's a one-stop shop.
You're taking electrolytes from the animal.
The organs have all the nutrients you need. It's a well-balanced diet.
It's a perfect system, really. I don't know why we all don't do it.
Could you imagine that, having to do that every day, though? Like, we never invented cooking, and we're in modern society, and you're just like, all right, gotta go get some breakfast, and you just start sprinting, you know, in the desert for like 40 miles to run down an animal and kill it and eat it.
I think I'll order in tonight, and then it's just like somebody just drops off a goat at your house, and like, all right, get ready.
Oh man, I hate eating around the hair.
I can't find the shears.
Or fuck it, we're doing it live.
Oh my god, I wish I could do that on this show. Fuck it. Do it live.
I mean, you technically could. It would just be, it's hard for the guest, and I mean, have you ever heard of a virtual audio cable?
Yes.
Yeah, I have one, and I was gonna use it today to get my Reaper audio directly to you, but it's so hard to do, and it's such an annoying thing. Oh shit, what just happened? Uh-oh. One second. I'm just looking at my audio. I think it's just been playing so long that it's not showing me my old section of recording, probably. Hopefully, otherwise we are fucked. But this is going to be a big fat file.
God damn it. Well, I think with that, since we're closing in on the 2.5 hour mark, I think we'll bring this to a close, man.
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
Well, hey, thank you, party people at home, for sticking around to the end if you did, and thank you, Demon Creep, for coming on. I had a blast. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, it was fun. I like getting out and chatting a little bit. It let me distract myself so I didn't have to do a bunch of recording just right off the bat from waking up. So that'll help me.
It was a good reason not to do any work.
Exactly. Doing no work to kind of do some work, almost. But this is more fun than anything, so I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. And party people, please go check out Demon Creep's channel. Links will be in the description below. Also, the links to the videos that we've discussed here so you can understand as well.
Watch with us as we view the yeeting of alligators and the yeeting of snakes.
That snake one is just... the sound just...
You know that thing had a bad day after that.
Oh, if it even had a day after that.
Probably dead.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Demon Creep, for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
This has been wonderful, and I wish all of you at home a wonderful day, and I hope you all stay safe, and have a good one.